All right, welcome everybody. I appreciate y'all for being on tonight. It's a little windy where I am. I apologize, but my name is James Levins. This is our Tuesday night weekly Zoom for InPhone, and like I said, I appreciate y'all being on. I apologize, my face isn't there. I have some horrible Wi-Fi here, so where I am. So I just wanted to call in and just kind of let you guys know the good stuff and about giving you guys some tips on how to utilize your InPhone, how to utilize your network, and go from there. But before we get started, I want to introduce my main man, my brother from another mother, Mr. Steve Ramona, who is the guy that without him, honestly, this would never happen. I say that because he is the man that, emails everybody, communicates with everybody, and he's just such a great guy as far as not only as in your business, but as far as in your life. And I appreciate him so much. So Steve Ramona, thanks so much for being on the call, brother.
Oh, you were talking about me. I thought you were talking about somebody else. Oh, good. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. I'm excited.
Yes.
We got a new guy here, John, that's learning about InPhone, and Carolyn Bentini, who I believe is a new client. Welcome, Carolyn.
So what's going on? How are you doing?
Thank you.
Great day. How about you?
Great. Doing well.
Awesome. So how do you know Mr. Alan Way?
8'7".
Oh, nice. Is this,
What about
did we
you?
lose you, James? I'm part of his league.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm just letting you guys talk. Go ahead.
Thursdays.
I'm here.
No, I don't know who's talking.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Where's it?
All right. So, Steve, you meet everybody out for me. That'd be great.
There we go. Good.
All right, so I love doing these calls. First thing I want you guys to do, which obviously I can't because I'm on my phone here, is do me a favor. Everybody's from a different background, and obviously I think Ernie's on, so a different part of the world, which is pretty cool. I would love for everybody to use this as a network connection as well, if you choose to. So if you don't mind, now or during the call here, put your name in the chat box. Put your name, your city and state or country, wherever you're from, your background, industry background. So me, I'll just say automobile industry, car business, whatever I want to say. If you're a real estate, put agent, whatever it is. And then your InPhone link. So if you do that for me right now, it'd be great, or whatever you want. Because what I want to say, what would happen with InPhone is not only just an amazing tool to utilize to build your business, but I want you guys to network with each other. I know last week we had a couple people on the call that connected afterwards, and now they're doing business together, which is so cool. Because they're in different parts of the country, and they said, "Oh, Steve, you're in the insurance business. Great. Well, I'm in the so-and-so business. Let's utilize our networks together and see how we can help each other succeed." That's what InPhone is about. And when our founder Ron Sullivan created this about 4.5 years ago, he just said, the business card gig. I heard Lulu talking about business cards. Business cards are good for communication, but they're bad because people don't want to carry them. People lose them. They throw them in the washer, they get distorted. So many things happen to your business card where they lose contact. Well, with InPhone, you differentiate yourself from the competition. And I'm not just saying that just to say it. I'm saying that from experience of how are you different than anybody else that I meet in networking group? And that's with InPhone. And I'm not going to do it tonight, but last week we have a great recording on how we went over saving your InPhone to your home screen and other home screens, just so that you can have them remember who you are. Because it's funny, whenever I network with somebody, like, with a group of 50, we'll say, right? Because a lot of these networking groups have a lot of people. You get to do like a 3-minute talk or 4-minute talk, and you say, okay, let me go meet some other people, whatever. Well, at the end of the night, you're like, who is that one person I was talking to that does insurance? Oh, I forget their name. And then you have to look through all of your Halloween candy full of business cards that you collected and think, is this the person? Well, with InPhone, it tells your story. And I repeat myself like I'm a broken record here. InPhone tells your story of, number one, who you are. Number two, what service or product do you offer to the public? Number three, what's your credibility? Social media, reviews, whatever you want, we could put on there. Obviously, it's customizable. And number four, which is most important, how do I get a hold of you at the click of a button right now? Call your mobile, call your office, send a text, send an email. Whatever that contact is, InPhone can help you do it in less than 2 seconds, which is awesome. So that's how you differentiate yourself. And once you understand the power of learning how to use InPhone, you're unstoppable. And that's how, obviously, I don't care how many times you show it, Steve, towards the end of the call, whenever you want to. We're going to show you what it did for Steve. because he put his name out there. He put his image out there. He just put his InPhone out there in the world. And almost 20,000 times later, meaning people opened his InPhone 20,000 times or just under. So I want you guys to get excited tonight about having InPhone in your life now. Now, obviously, I'll be biased because I'm partner in the company, but I'm being an entrepreneur here. InPhone can help change your business and take it to the next level. So, Steve, I want you to talk about, we're going to start off with this. Obviously, we're different than everybody else. We have backgrounds with obviously, I don't have one now, but we have backgrounds with QR codes. We have, our pictures in the back, whatever it is. Talk about usability of the InPhone, Steve. What do you do every day? Like when you meet somebody new, whether it's on Zoom, whether it's in person, what's the number one thing you say before you leave that person's side is what?
Hey, James, great to meet you. Awesome meeting. Hey, before you leave, I want you to scan my QR code. Either I have my phone up as I'm sharing my phone or just off my background. I walk them to the 2 or 3 steps to do that. And every single time, wow, interesting, cool. And now you have access to me anytime. You need a realtor, you need help with your marketing, you need help with social media, reach out to me. Oh, that's cool.
See, so that's amazing. So he says he utilized it. And again, I don't want to go back to kindergarten here and teach people how to communicate with other people or network, but you know what? Maybe you need that. Maybe you're an introvert that says, you know what, I started my own business or I work for a company now. I need to get out of my comfort zone. So InPhone's going to help you do that. Obviously, you have to do it yourself, but InPhone is going to be kind of an easy way to break the ice and get out there. So Steve, I love how you said that. Before I leave, let me give you my InPhone. Now here's the deal. People normally say, let me give you my business card, or do you have a business card? You have to brand, again, remember this. It's about those people remembering who you are and what you do. So the first thing you want to say to them is after they give you their business card, which I joke around, I say, they're dirty, disease-infested, COVID-infested touching business card. Kidding around, but obviously we're being fun. But what I say is, thank you for your business card. Let me give you my InPhone. Now, people every single time go, what is an InPhone? And what does that do? It triggers that little thing in their brain that says, what is this that's different than a business card? So guess what they're going to do to you? They're going to remember who you are. They might not remember the InPhone name or whatever it is, but they're going to say, oh, that's right. Steve or Lou, whatever it is said, let me give my InPhone. And what I do is, again, I said it last week on the call, is, if they're cool with it, I scan it to they scan my phone, so that with the QR code, and they obviously put it on their phone. And then I just go, here, let me help you. I click here and I click here, and boom, now you have my face or my logo or my face and my logo on your home screen. And I'm ready to do business whenever you're ready to do business. You want me in your network. And again, this is where confidence gets built, right? You want me in your network. I'm not sounding cocky, I'm sounding confident. You want me in your network because without me, you're not doing business. And I say that because that's how you have to do business. You have to be different than everybody else. You have to separate yourself. And that's the image that you want to have with these people that you meet, because a lot of them are strangers in these networking groups and anywhere in life, clients as well. So with clients, not to move on to the next subject, but in the genre I'm talking about now, clients are the same thing. Before you leave, let me give you my InPhone, because guess what? It's not about them just having your InPhone on their home screen. It's about them saying, I had the best experience with Tony as my insurance agent. I have to blast him to my network. I have to have him on my home screen where if somebody says, I'm sick of my insurance agency, it's just online, I can't get a hold of anybody, I need that personal touch, so to speak. Who do you use? And they can say, here, let me give you Tony. They click his picture, click share, copy and paste, or they click their QR codes are next to them, and boom, there it is. And Steve, I heard you guys talking at the beginning as I jumped on here. You don't have to be tech savvy. You don't. I am not. I'm a right brain. I have no idea about tech. I can't even spell it. I think there's a K in there somewhere, but I might be lying here. But I'm telling you, I don't even know anything about this stuff, but I know how to click copy, paste, and share and scan my QR code. And in 2 seconds, we can be doing business together. So that's what I want to talk about tonight is shareability, and you have to use it. I said last week on the call, if you're not using your InPhone, you need to sit there, share it with every person in your household, share it with your family, and share it with anybody you think that you might want to do business with. And it's amazing what happens. So Steve, I think now's the time. It's up to you, buddy. I think now's the time where you show what's possible if they share their info to X amount of people.
I will do that. Now, one thing that's interesting that Tony brought up a couple of meetings ago is your family and friends don't know what you do. And I've talked to a lot of people since Tony mentioned that. 50% of the people told me, of clients or prospects, business owners, you know, you're probably right. 50% to 60% of my family and friends do not know what I do. What a door opener, invitation, similar mailbox power, plug, to send out your info and say, hey guys, here's my new contact link or my new contact way to contact, whatever that may be. And they're going to click on it. And guess what? They're going to learn something that Tony does they didn't know he did. You guys don't know Tony dances. And in his info, he's got a button that shows him dancing. It's pretty, no, I'm kidding, of course. I don't know if he's a good dancer. But with that, you're seeing my results for a year. If I had to pay for 19,559 clicks, it might run 20 cents to 50 cents to $1 a click. So that's about $8,000, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000. But what's the difference from InPhone to Google Clicks paying for them? These are warm leads I got. These are people clicking on it that I shared it with somebody who shared it with somebody who shared it with somebody and clicked on it. Hey, you need to see this info. Talk to Steve. You need to see this info. Talk to James, Tony, Lou, whoever it may be. That in marketing, I've talked to enough marketing guys. That's mind blowing. They see this. It's a freaking game changer. For $199 a year, just that alone, buy info. Back to you.
Love
James.
it, buddy. Think about the cost effectiveness of this. If you have 20,000 people click on your name or wherever they're from, even if it's at 25 cents, right? It's $5,000. With InPhone for the money, it's just ridiculous. So I want to tell you a story about what happened actually today, which is funny because Grant, obviously a lot of you guys know Grant. Do me a favor, Steve, pull up Grant's InPhone for me, please.
Yep.
If you can, Grant Menard. It's I'll pull it up for you here. It is. There's a reason I want to pull them up. M as in Michael, P as in Paul, D as in David, 1. MPD1. So Grant's an amazing friend of mine. This guy is, you ever just meet somebody where it's like, hi, my name's James, my name's Grant, and you become instant family. Like I met Grant about 2.5 years ago and maybe 3 years ago. And ever since then, we've been brothers ever since. Well, it's so funny because today, like about 10 o'clock this morning, Grant called me and he said, dude, I got to tell you a story about your product. Because Grant and I always refer to each other business. We'll talk about the A team towards the end of the call. But Grant is obviously on my A team. Steve, is it up on the screen? I can't see it, pal.
Oh, yeah, hold on a second here. It lost.
No problem.
There it goes.
That's okay. While
Now
you're
it's
doing it, talk about it. So Grant is an amazing auto detailer. He's he does ceramic coating, protection for your car, all this stuff, right? So today, Grant gets a phone call that it was one of his clients saying, thank you so much. And he thought it was for, detailing his car. He said, no problem. He said, no. I'm not saying about my car. I'm saying I'm thanking you because their daughter was looking to buy a house and her credit was not, up to standard, so to speak. So they took Grant's, because Grant, when you leave his business, there's an 8.5 by 11 sheet, like in a glass little, or what is it called, plastic, like little holder that has this QR code on there that says scan here for my InPhone or for our InPhone. And every one of his clients get it and they leave with the InPhone on their home screen. And Grant's client called him and said, thank you so much. Grant had no idea about this, but because of Grant's InPhone on his A team, Steve, you can click A team for me on Grant's InPhone down towards the bottom right, his referral A team. On the third tab down on the left was credit repair. Okay. So if you look at credit repair, obviously you know what that is, right? When you're a bad credit or a less than perfect credit, you want to change that. Well, the client had Grant's InPhone and the client's child was looking to buy a house. So they said, they clicked on Grant's InPhone A team and it said credit repair. They just saw it. I guess they were just sifting through whatever. They used this guy, Bill, to fix the daughter's credit to buy a house. the reason I want to say that is because think about this. Think about the game of connections, right? Network. Grant is an auto detail specialist shop, whatever. He does a bunch of stuff, high-end stuff, whatever it is. He handed out his InPhone to somebody that got a service at his place. Because of Grant, Bill got business through his A-team. Because of Grant, that client's daughter were able to buy a house with their credit being, good. So what I want to talk about is the A-team tonight. I want to spend a lot of time on this because it definitely works. And when Grant said that this morning, I told him, I said, I have to do this as a testimonial tonight. This is unbelievable. Because again, you don't think of it until you need it, until you use it. Now, I will say this, I hand my InPhone out 10 times a day. I'm on Zooms, I'm meeting people in person. And I always tell them before I even leave their side, if you ever need anything in life, don't Google, don't look on Yelp, don't look anywhere. You click on my referral A-team, and I have the best because I built them. Now, you guys need to think about who do you want sharing your information? Now, the answer is going to be everybody, right? Obviously, we know that. But hey, I hate to use the word, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. But you kind of have to utilize business together. So if you're out there building your business and you have somebody that's a landscaper, that's a cleaning person, that's a pool cleaning person, that's a mortgage broker, I'm just naming stuff off the cuff here. But if you have anybody you want to do business with, okay, they should want to do business with you. So I make it my everyday goal to make sure that somebody in my A-team referral network gets business from me because they're my A-team. Now, it's taken me a long time to build this A-team, not from InPhone. I'm talking about life. Like my A-team, I've known some of these people for 20 years. I've known some of these people for 2 years, like Grant. Couple years I've known Grant, but I will refer him to every person I'll ever meet in my life because I trust him. I know that when I give my word to somebody, that Grant will never do me wrong as far as referring to him. So think about this, going back to what I started off with saying. Think about handing out your business card, the prehistoric, I call it, before InPhone business cards. And imagine that magically transforming into sharing it with when somebody that you hand your business card to, every time they hand their personal business card out, yours is somehow stapled and attached to theirs. And it goes with them everywhere they go. Well, that's what we did with InPhone, with the referral A-team. And we just proved it today with Grant. And I wanted to say that because you want to build a big network, you want to build a big client base. The billboard on the highway might work, but it might cost you $10,000 a month, depending on your business. When we teach seminars on how to build a network, it's not about, well, go put an ad in a newspaper. I don't even know they exist anymore. It's about saying, go network with somebody and say, what do you do? Okay, great. I think I can refer you some people. And then when they say, what do you do? Great. I want to refer you some people. That's how you build a successful business. And InPhone, we put everything into one. And that's what we did. So Steve, I know you have the biggest A-team I've ever seen in my entire life. Talk about your numbers that just happened. We talked about almost 20,000 people, but your A-team had a little bit to do with that, but also your shareability of what you do with your info.
Yeah, the referral A-team is a godsend. I did 800 to 1,000 referrals last year, and I tell everybody this. And the big part is because I have access to my referral network here. Somebody at church a couple of weeks ago asked for a chiropractor. Oh, you get back to me later. Oh, no, I get you his information now. Oh, you have his business card with you? Oh, no. Let me pull up the info. First, they're like, what the heck is this? This is way cool. Younger guy, he's about in his 30s, so kind of a millennial. But I pulled up my info and I pulled up the chiropractor. I clicked on it and clicked the QR code, just walked him through the step. He scanned it, put it on his phone, walked through a couple of buttons, and he scheduled an appointment. 3 days later, he became a patient. I got a call from Dr. Martinez. He goes, hey, Tony just came and signed up. I said, I know. Isn't that cool? He goes, what'd you do? I told him what he did. He goes, I got to share my info with more people. And I just do that over and over and over. And I'm looking to fill spots. Like there's things here I don't have yet. I don't have to look at, but you can see these are all people I met networking on my different networking events. That's how I built this. And I have other clients doing the same thing, building their A-team. Because like James, you said, your network, your net worth.
Absolutely, man. Your network is your net worth all day long. You got to live by that because without that, you're paying for ads. And believe me, back in the day, we did that. I did a lot, not in phone. I'm talking about other businesses I belong to. You pay for it, and you pay, and you pay, and you pay, and you pay. There is no referral like somebody that says, I got your name from a friend of yours, and they said, whatever I need, go to you, and your word is bond. Like that's just the coolest feeling ever. So that's what we do at InPhone, you know? And like I said, guys, tonight, I want you to realize that if you want to take your business to the next level, it's not just about InPhone, it's about yourself too. So I'm hoping that tonight, pumps you up a little bit. It just gets you out of your comfort zone, so to speak. And it says, you know what? I have this InPhone, I have an amazing product, but if I don't utilize it, it's worthless, because it really is. It's worthless. So I want you to learn how to share it. And if you don't know, we have amazing videos on how to do that we can give you guys. But it's all about sharing it with your network, getting your name out there, and then hoping that people call you, hoping people reach out to you. Now, again, not every person that you give your info to is going to utilize your business. But Steve said last year, 1,000 people gave him referrals. They really did. His numbers prove it. Obviously, he's a partner in InPhone. His numbers prove it. It's happened that way, which is really cool. We're blessed to have him as part of the team. But I'm just telling everybody here on the call, whatever your background is, think about a best referral partner for you. That could be great to utilize their networks as well. That's what I love. It's funny. Anytime I meet somebody, you know, obviously I'm a personal personality, a personal person. When I walk up to somebody, I shake their hand, I talk to them, and I figure out. And again, I'll give you the little networking tip, an entrepreneur tip. I became a professional listener. So when somebody comes up to me and starts talking, I go, oh, cool. What do you do for a living? What's your industry? What's a great referral for you? And they tell me. And in my head, I'm like, oh, you know what? I might have somebody for you for that. Can I connect you guys? And then I do that, right? And then they do business together, and great. Because of me, they create success together. But what I do is I become a professional listener. So let me tell you another story really quick. Steve, I don't know if you saw this on Facebook or not, or anybody else I'm friends on Facebook with, but Henry Eisenstein, can you pull up Henry's, Steve?
H-E.
H-E, lower, yeah, he, exactly. Henry is an EXP real estate agent. Now, I will blow this kid's head up. I call him a kid. He's a lot younger than I am. He's like 27 years old. He's done $400 million in real estate sales in the past 3.5 years. $400 million. Let's talk about network. Could you imagine Henry being in your network? Think about that, okay? So Henry calls me up. I'm in real estate as well. We're going to do a deal together, a commercial deal. And I just started talking to him. He said, hey, I want to do a lot more of these. I need funding, though. I have a $10 million deal I want to do, you know, so on and so forth. I said, no problem. Obviously, I said, no problem. I said, great, good for you. He said, I need funding. I said, no problem. Because I have another buddy of mine who's amazing. He owns, and you don't have to click on it, Steve, but on my A team, if you see CCS the Key, it's a big Airbnb, like mega company down in Siesta Key, Florida for rentals. My buddy Steve owns it. So Henry reaches out to me, goes, I need $10 million in funding. I said, no problem. I called my buddy Steve. I said, I need you to meet Henry. He said, no problem. We'll share his contact information. Guess what I did? I said, here's his info. I gave him my info, which Henry's on my A team. He's on my A team as a my real estate agent in Pennsylvania. And I connected those two. We did a 3-way call. They ended up hitting it off. And no joke, if you look on my Facebook, you can see, I forget how many days ago, maybe 3 days ago, Henry did a group text and he said, Steve, I'd love to shake your hand and ask you some questions. Steve said, call me. Gave him his info. They called each other, started talking. In about 9 hours, Henry was on a plane flying to Siesta Key. He stayed on Steve's yacht, spent 2 days with him. And now we are all going to do a mega commercial deal together. Now, again, I'm not sitting there saying, look at us, look at Henry, look at Steve. What I'm saying is this. Because of a guy that bought an InPhone that I know very well now, I'm very good friends with him, we're doing business together. I connected him with another InPhone user that I know very well, we'll do business together. And now all three of us will do business together. And now their networks, think about this, both of their networks are my networks. And now they have each other in their own networks. And I wanted to say that because you're all entrepreneurs, you're all business people on here doing some sort of business, whether you're work for a company or your own. But just imagine the next level business is going to come out of that phone call that we just did, that Henry just met him. It's already happening. So that's what you guys want to do. And again, I won't spend too much time on this, but that's what you want to do. You want to just network, connect, Call somebody in your family. I love you said that, Steve, about Tony Mekadon, who said, some of my family had no idea I did insurance. But here's what you're going to do. When you hang up this phone call or this Zoom, text your info now to every person you know in your family and your close circle and say, hey, Mom, please send this to everybody in your network so I can get some new insurance clients. Hey, sister, hey, brother, hey, cousin, hey, aunt, hey, uncle, hey, buddy from high school, hey, whoever you want. Send it out to everybody and say, here's my contact information. Please share this with your network. And if they're close to you, I don't care. I will say, look, I need business. I need to take my business to the next level. I need your help. Of course, I'll come over for Christmas. I'll come over for Thanksgiving. But I need you to do me a favor and just share it. If they share it with 25 people and you get one phone call, that's a home run. So, Steve, I know we're coming into the wire here, but I want you to add on top. Obviously, Steve, you know Henry. Henry's a stud.
Tony's got a question, James. Tony's got his hand
Tony.
up.
You got it, brother. Yes, sir.
I actually got a story, but my story sucks compared to that one. So.
Dude, it's such a cool story, bro. I mean, they sent me pictures all weekend. I'm like, this is the coolest feeling ever. Go ahead, bud.
No, I was going to say, I'm part of a networking group that I really like the group and I really like the guy that runs it. And, of course, he's trying to always grow. So he's looking for anybody that he can reach out to just invite them to a meeting and see if they like it or not. And I just did this today, like getting back to using our product. I was going to do a bunch of three-way emails with him and introduce everybody. And I sent him an email only. I said, here's my A team. You're part of it. You're the networking button. Here's my email. Here's my A team. And here's who you can reach out to on my A team. Go to these 10 buttons and these people, tell them. And I asked them particularly, I said, I would like you to say to them, I am on Tony's A team for InPhone. And I saw you were on there as well, and I wanted to reach out to you. I want it known that, one, that they're important to me, that he's important to me, and that everybody's using our product.
Beautiful.
Dude, that is phenomenal. Think about what he just said. Now, let's talk about breaking the ice here. My buddy Donnie actually owns a company. It's called Alumni Biz Connect. Did you guys ever want to go to a group or go to somebody, but you're uncomfortable with, breaking the ice, so to speak? You're uncomfortable with it, right? Well, my buddy started a company where your high school, okay, they have like a chat group, all this stuff with your high school so that you have something in common, okay? That's pretty cool. So Tony just did what my buddy created a company doing. So Tony said, hey, Steve, I want you to reach out to the rest of my A team and say, you're on my A team and so are you. I'd love to connect and introduce myself. Tony, that's so powerful. You just gave me goosebumps. That's so powerful. And I'm actually going to do that with my entire A team. I know a lot of us work together anyway, but I want to do that and just say, hey, click here. And here's the coolest part. Tony has an A team, but his buddy who owns a company does not have the same A team as Tony. He might use a different plumber, a different car salesperson, whatever it is, but they're all connected through Tony, that one common denominator. So that's a great idea too, of, you know what, you start building your A team, all you InPhone users, and if you don't have, utilize our A teams as well. So let's say you live in a certain area, but you need a global product or a nationwide product. It could be insurance. It could be anything that's online, a social media expert, whatever. Reach out to somebody that you see in the chat box right now and say, hey, I'd love to utilize your network as well as mine, and our networks can share each other. That's what I want to do. Nothing wrong with XYZ groups, but you have to show up to them every week, and you have to do the same stuff every week. And if you don't show up, you get penalized and all this kind of stuff. InPhone is not that. InPhone is a crazy, awesome business tool that if you just utilize what you have, the network will come naturally. And we don't care if you show up every week. We love you to show up every week, but you're not going to get penalized for not showing up. I want you guys to utilize that network. And tonight, when you hang up, reach out to some of these people in the chat box and say, hey, I'm in Chicago and you're in California. I'd love to utilize your network and see if we could have a social media expert, insurance person. I don't know, I'm making this up. Whatever online that you can actually do business with across the country and around the world, and let's create success together. Tony, phenomenal testimony, but I love that. Steve, we need to take note of that, brother. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
Steve, I want you to kind of close it out a little bit, if you don't mind. It's starting to get really windy here, and I don't want to be rude and get a bunch of wind here, but let's close it out, or unless you guys have, we'll stop the recording after Steve says your final thoughts, and then we'll kind of take questions. Go ahead, buddy.
Just one more story. A guy I met today, I was telling Lulu and Ernie, he told me, I don't need business cards. I don't need tools. I build my business with warm referrals. After 15 minutes, 10 minutes, he got it, because InPhone is a warm referral platform. So if you're looking for warm referrals, which everybody should. So he's signing up next week. He's coming aboard. Even that person got it. And he was not techie. And I didn't, I'll finish the story. I was telling Lulu and Ernie, and a little bit of Tony. This guy told me, if it's techie, I'm not going to get involved. Said, Rick, let me just show you what it does. Talked about the button behavior. And with, like I said, 15 minutes, he goes, this is way cool. For $199, I'd be crazy not to buy it. And I've got the recording, and you guys will see it, you distributors. So I'm going to send that out. But we forget that our warm leads, because we come when they come, and when we get them, we keep moving on with life. Why not have a tool to help you get more of those warm leads, so now you can all be millionaires?
Story from England.
Ernie, go ahead.
Yeah. In our office today, a guy turned up who was going to do 360 views of our office. Romanian guy. And we started talking about my work at Tudor World, which is a building that was built in 1480. And he said, oh, I love history. He said, tell you what, I'll come along and I'll do a surround video for free. I said, great, I'll have a word with the owners. Here's my info. Let's connect. And I'll get in touch with you to set up a meeting with the owners. A Romanian guy.
That's a great story, Ernie. By the way, Ernie's going to sign up a person in Italy. So now we're going to be in Italy.
No.
Boom.
No, she's English. So she's Romanian. She works in England, but a lot of her clients are in Italy.
There we go. So we'll get Italy clients eventually. Yeah.
And Romania.
Yeah.
We'll take them, buddy. We appreciate you, Ernie. Thank you so much for being on the call. I mean, this is just so cool. This is such a cool feeling. Around the world, we have people. And guys, Ernie's a stud. Utilize him in your network. Obviously, I don't think you can do business if you want to detail your car. That might be a little bit of a drive. but he's just great to know, a great person to have in your, a great person to talk to, just to have in your life. And that's what our goal is with InPhone, is to build a circle, build a network, not just, hey, Ernie, I need to do business with you. It's, hey, Ernie, I'm in Pennsylvania. We're in the same industry. Can I pick your brain for a second? And him saying, absolutely, no problem. And Ernie, I'm doing your accent horrible. I apologize. I'm not from England, buddy. But absolutely, no problem. And that's what we want. We want to connect people, not just to do business, but to succeed in life. Guys, I'm going to jump off. Steve, you can stay on if you want, buddy, but I'm going to jump off. But I appreciate y'all so much for being part of the InPhone family. Anything we can do for you, please reach out to one of your representatives that got you obviously set up. But Steve, again, thank you so much, man. You're awesome. Tony, Lulu, I can't see who's on the call right now. I apologize about not being able to be on. But again, we're going to do this every week, because we don't just want to help you build your business. We want to help you just get next level in quality of life. And if InPhone can help you do that, that's just that much better. So appreciate y'all. I'm going to jump off. Steve, all you, brother, take it from here. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, James.